back. You're watching Mass Appeal live from Studio 1A. I'm Ashley Sattler. You hear it over and over again. Be careful in the sun, wear sunscreen, and there is a reason for stressing this. Meghan Rothschild is here to tell us her story and why it is so important. Hi, Meghan.
Hello.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So let's hear a little bit about your story.
Well, absolutely. You know, like every young woman out there, I really had a desire to have a tan complexion and a healthy glow, as they call it. So at the age of 17, I started, you know, worshiping the sun, using indoor tanning salons as much as possible. And unfortunately, about 2.5 years of doing that, of baking myself whenever I could, I ended up with a diagnosis of stage 2 melanoma.
That's scary.
It was really scary. You know, I had this strange-looking mole on my abdomen that kind of just, I had a bad feeling about it. And my doctor was very, unfortunately, nonchalant about it. She said, you know, it didn't look irregular. It was something that I could leave on if I wanted to, but I decided I wanted to have it removed. And about a week later, I went in to have the stitches removed and found out it was actually cancer. So
you just had a feeling.
I had a feeling.
You followed your gut.
I did, you know, and that's what I tell everyone. If you have something that you don't feel right about, you absolutely need to be aggressive about your own health.
And so then coming out of this, what inspired you to start Surviving Skin?
Well, after my diagnosis, actually the second after my diagnosis, the first thing that popped into my mind was you did this to yourself. Melanoma is really a behavioral, it can be a behavioral cancer where you're not taking the proper steps to protect yourself, or in my case, you're actually putting yourself in harm's way by, you know, taking in those UV rays to get that tan. So I decided, actually about 5 years ago, to really start talking and speaking out about this topic. You know, if you're in high school, you have your health class and you get the tobacco and you get the drinking, you get all that education.
Yeah, everything.
Nobody gives the safe sun education. Well, not nobody, but in my opinion, kids weren't getting the safe sun talk.
Not enough.
Exactly. So I started, you know, reaching out, going out to high schools, going out to colleges, businesses, pretty much anyone who was willing to listen, and telling them about my story and, you know, providing them with the proper tips to take care of themselves.
And you're so relatable to young women because you are a beautiful young woman yourself.
Thank
So
you.
girls really think that a tan is going to make them more beautiful, but you saying, you know, it's not about what's on the outside and being tan. It really is safety and knowing who you are on the inside.
Well, and it's being happy with the way you look as is, you know.
Exactly. So what are some safe sun tips that you can give?
Well, first and foremost, you always want to have an SPF of 30 or above on.
Okay.
That's what's recommended by dermatologists, always having that sun protectant factor. You want to stay out of direct sunlight as much as possible. So between the hours of 11 and 2 is really when the UV is at its strongest, and that's when you want to kind of seek shade whenever possible. Obviously, not hide out, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Visit a dermatologist once a year, in addition to visiting your regular doctor. My kind of case is kind of pointed to that, where the dermatologist was the one who took the mole off. My doctor was kind of nonchalant about it. So making sure you see a skin specialist and doing a self-skin exam once a month. Knowing your own body, knowing your freckles, your spots, your moles, and again, being extremely aggressive about it when you see something you don't like.
Yes, those are great tips. Now, what are some warning signs that people can look for?
Well, they're commonly referred to as A, B, C, D, E.
That's easy to remember.
It's very easy. A is asymmetrical. So, you know, obviously, if you were to fold the mole in half or the spot in half, would it match up? If it wouldn't, that's generally a warning sign. B is border. If it has irregular borders, it's not a perfect circle. C is color. If the color is different, it's really dark, it's blue, red, you can have all sorts of different color spots. And then D, diameter, if it's bigger than a pencil eraser. E is evolution, which means if the mole has changed in any way, shape, or form. You want to get it checked out.
Okay. And if we follow these things, if anything looks different at all, absolutely go see a doctor right away.
Yeah,
you don't want to ever... You want to play it safe, always.
Exactly. And I honestly, I even say, even if you don't have a mole or you don't have a spot on your skin and you're not worried about it, you should still be seeing a dermatologist. You see a dentist once a year, you see a doctor once a year. Add a dermatologist onto the list. The sun is just getting stronger and, you know, more dangerous, so everyone should be seeing that specialist once a year.
Yes. And you are the founder of Surviving Skin.
I am.
And so you speak obviously at local schools, and people can actually have you speak at different events. They can visit survivingskin.org.
Absolutely.
And also become a Facebook friend.
Yes,
as well.
I have a Facebook group.
And let's just, because this big machine is sitting in front of us, we might as well say, what is it?
Yeah. So first and foremost, this is non-diagnostic. If you stick your head in here to look, you're not going to be able to tell if you have a skin cancer. So I don't want to freak anyone out. But what this actually is it's a facial scanner.
And should I put my head in?
Yeah, I'll turn it on right here.
Okay.
This was provided by the Melanoma Foundation of New England.
Yep.
And you stick your head in there, and actually, if you see, there's a mirror inside of there.
Yes.
And what this does is this looks at the underneath the top layer of the skin, and it shows any spots or any sun damage, and it's actually irreversible sun damage that you're seeing in there.
Oh.
But, you know, I think if I kind of peek at you.
Yep.
It looks like you have a purple glow, which doesn't sound like it would be a good thing, but it actually is.
Oh, that's good.
The purple means that you have a lotion that has an SPF in it. And it
do.
means that you are protected from the sun. So
do I get a high five?
You do. You're already taking care of your skin, which is awesome.
Awesome. That's great. Thanks, Megan.
So, again, not diagnostic, but it shows you what kind of damage you've already caused.
So SPF, see?
Yes.
Everyone should wear it, obviously.
That's the way to do it.
Great. And so you can visit survivingskin.org, and you can also friend survivingskin.org on Facebook as well. Megan Rothschild, thank you so much for being here. You're such an inspiration
Thank
to
you.
so many people, and keep going with us. It's really wonderful.
Thank you.
And up